huge movie fanatic Nate, continuing and getting very close to wrapping up my October/fall 2014 spooktacular horror movie reviews. But don't worry, I mean, I'm going to obviously continue, even in past October, to continue to review horror movies and horror movie Blu-rays and stuff. The only thing different was just there'll be no glowing jack-o'-lantern in the frame until, I don't know, next fall. So nothing really ends other than me just saying spooktacular, which you're probably sick of hearing anyway, and no glowing jack-o'-lantern in the frame. But I'm coming at you with a review for a movie which is just, I don't think it's ever had an official DVD release, and it's long overdue, but of course by now, a Blu-ray. And this would be a perfect candidate for, obviously, Scream Factory or Vinegar Syndrome or whoever would like to tackle the process of giving the Mutilator an actual, 21st century video treatment. I'm here to review, what the hell's his name? Buddy Cooper? Buddy Cooper's The Mutilator. And I have a VHS here that I got previously viewed from Video Update. This is, as far as I know, don't quote me, I don't know everything. Pretty close, but I'm just kidding. This is, I think, the only way you're going to see this movie, basically, is on just original VHS tape. This is the original, of course. I think it might be the only, video VHS release of it, the Vestron video. Released in 1985. I guess this movie was made in 1984. So I'm here to review The Mutilator, a movie by, I think, Buddy Cooper. Now, I love, as you guys know, if you've seen some of my videos in the past, you know I love independent, just no budget, horror movies. I just think, I don't know, from the very beginning, like when I was 11 and just getting into horror movies, I mean, of course, some of my first horror movies that I ever saw were Halloween and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Movies that were just, completely independent at the time and stuff like that, and obviously getting older and continuing to find all these treasures, Hills Have Eyes and Friday the 13th and all these just amazing independent movies that went on to just have huge cult followings and start huge decades-long franchises and stuff. I just love, just the good old heyday of independent horror movies, and this is a great example of one. A lot of times an independent horror movie that's not a product of the the studio system will have its own kind of life to it, its own vibe, its own life force to it. And The Mutilator is one such movie, in my opinion, where it's almost like its own little genre. And what I love about movies, like I say, that were made by just people independently is, like I just said, I mean, they have their own unique, like a fingerprint or a film print, a celluloid print. It's its own little world and almost its own little genre of just one movie. I'm not 100% sure, but I think this may be like his first and only movie. I don't know. I don't know the history very much behind this movie, but I don't know when I first saw it. Probably, I don't know, late 90s, early zeros or something like that. But the movie The Mutilator features a beginning very much like, made in 1984, very much like so many other slasher movies before it. Starts the movie with the incident with, I think these are basically Buddy Cooper's just wife and kid, who play the wife and son of this guy who will end up, I don't think he's got a name, who will end up being the killer. So the beginning of the movie is very unimpressive, where it starts with, basically the director's wife, I think, and son playing these parts of the killer's wife and son, and it's like the hunter father's birthday, and he's out hunting, of course, and the wife is making a birthday cake, and the son is going to clean daddy's rifles for his birthday, and in doing so accidentally shoots mom, through the chest and kills her instantly. And dad comes home from hunting and finds that, the acting, of course, from this woman and this kid are just horrible, and that's part of the charm about the opening of this movie. And the hunter dad comes home to find, his beloved wife slaughtered by the hands of his son, who, he just pushes away, and all of a sudden it's like he wants to kill his son, and he gives him a good throttling a little bit. And dad was always we kind of find out later that dad was always kind of crazy, and the guy who plays dad is pretty funny, and just I don't think he ever speaks a word, which is kind of cool. And he's got this face that you can believe that this guy is nuts. He's whoever the casting of this guy, who was dad, who would end up playing the killer, is fantastic. So that little rather unimpressive, just B-movie, just whatever opening is kind of unimpressive. Then we go into like however many years later, all of a sudden it's a group of, oh gosh, we never seen this before, but I love it. I eat it up. A group of college kids or something like that who it's fall break, and it's even got a great song to go with the fall break. If memory serves, I could be wrong, but the movie might have at one time been called Fall Break. Maybe not. I don't know. It should have been. Because there's a whole song for it. So we cut to several years later, and we end up finding, I think, throughout the course of this conversation, this goofy conversation with these, what is it, like 1, 2, like 3, 4, 5 college kids, that one of these kids is the actual older version of the son who accidentally shot mom as he was cleaning dad's hunting rifle. And he's like, he gets a call from his dad or a message or something like that to go up and, be a man, go up and close, winterize or get the beach house, get dad's beach house closed and, whatever prepared for just winter, and he's like, oh, because it's fall break and they were trying to figure out what to do, and it's like, I don't know, and he's like, well, they could do this, and of course they're all like, yeah, let's do it. So they're going on a fall break, walking hand in hand in the moonlight. We'll breathe the sweet salt air, I swear we'll never part. We're going on a fall break, running in the sand, feeling alright. That's how the song goes, and if copyright doesn't strike it down, you're hearing it or have heard it on this video. Lucky you. So can't imagine copyright is gonna strike that song down. It's not like it's a Beatles song or anything, or is it? So it's just the traditional, slasher movie formula, which I eat up. So it's like, it's something new, but it's the same and whatever, so whatever. I don't have a problem with seeing the same formula used over and over. Something about the slasher genre, just I guess maybe getting into it when I was 11 and 12 and stuff, just is very endearing to me, as maybe crazy or psychotic as that sounds. I mean, it's the truth. I mean, there's something about it that it's like my G.I. Joe, It's my whatever, football, Sunday night football game or something, these kind of movies. So it's my passion, it's my fishing. So whatever. So what I will say about The Mutilator is it's unfortunately, it's kind of slow, I guess. Having rewatched it within the last week, it's kind of like, kind of slow. But one thing I do like about it is the actors and the dialogue and stuff. I mean, it's like some of the acting is bad, but in like the best bad way possible. In my opinion, I mean, there's good bad and there's bad bad, and this is like good bad. I mean, there's some of the dialogue is kind of funny and stuff, and this main character who killed his mom when he was younger, who's now grown up, has this girlfriend which I thought was kind of a cool detail, who's like a virgin, and I kind of thought it was respectful that the way they, in the movie, kind of treat this girl as just, her boyfriend being the guy who formerly killed his mom accidentally, being respectful of her wishes to, not, try to deflower her on that particular weekend and stuff, and them sleeping in the same bed, clothed and all this stuff. It was just a little detail that you really don't see in these kind of movies. Normally it's just kids that are promiscuous and screwing every which way but loose, So I kind of respect that little detail about having this main character. These two, of course, spoiler alert, are the two survivors of the movie, and by having the heroine or whatever, be a virgin and actually remain a virgin throughout the whole movie, and that's kind of an interesting detail. But one thing, having rewatched this movie within the last week, that I really took from it is it's like, as slow as it can be at times, like when killings start or whatever. Even though I've seen it before, it's got this real cool unpredictability about it. Like, Jesus, what you don't really, you can't go, okay, I know what's going to happen now, and it happens. It's kind of like, it kind of catches you off guard, and it's kind of like, whoa, oh wow, that's cool. I wasn't seeing that coming. So it has that going for it. The location is kind of cool, and one of the standout things about this movie is the visual, or I mean not the visual, but the gore, like kill effects are like way better than they should be for the the kind of the budget and the of this movie. It's like they're way better than they should be, and obviously the kill effects are probably the highlight, or one of the high chief highlights of this movie. Everyone that knows about the Mutilator and who's a fan of the Mutilator will probably agree with that. Like, even by today's standards, I mean, the kill effects are still great and very surprising, and I don't want to blow them too out of proportion, but they're, for, like I say, compared to like the budget of the movie, they're a lot more impressive. They take you by surprise because the movie lulls you into this, okay, kind of corny actors, corny dialogue, and all of a sudden when kills happen, it's like, whoa, it's right out of, the best stuff of Friday the 13th, like, Tom Savini stuff. So the kills are one of the high points of this movie. Another thing that I really love about the movie is like the music. Like the music stuff that goes along with like the killer and the kill scenes, like like it's synthesized. There's something like, it's like just, it's not like music per se, but more like sound effects, like just like this really aggressive, that really adds to like the psychoticness and the dangerousness of the killer, who's basically just Dad. I don't know if he's got a name in the movie. He's pretty much just Dad. And that's really cool, if NECA did a figure of this particular killer, it could just say on the box, Dad. And that's the killer's name, and he's just got, whatever he's got, his little battle axe or whatever. Oh, that's another thing that I don't want to forget to mention. This cover's got like one of the best, taglines ever, which of course I'll read to you. By sword, by pick, by axe, bye-bye. It's just one of the coolest goddamn little taglines that, I don't know if it was on the poster theatrically or whatever, but regardless, it's on the VHS cover. The Mutilator. And like I say, it's really cool. Dad's like basically lured, I don't know if he's been waiting his whole life for this like Michael Myers, but he's lured his son up to the beach house basically to, I guess, a viewer can only assume he actually called him up to basically kill him. And unbeknownst to him, his son ends up bringing friends up there, and he ends up killing them first, and before he tries killing his son or whatever. But what's great is Dad hides out like in the garage in his little, whatever the hell it is, hunting trophy area where he's got spikes in the wall, where he, as he kills people, he spikes them, pushes them onto these spikes, and one character he decapitates, and he puts the head on the spike, and then he ropes up the body pulls it up under the head. And it's just like some of these ideas and details are so cool, like just like the kill version stuff. And like I say, the music, it's like makes the kills even more like grisly and disturbing, like, really cool. Generally I don't go in for like synthesized shit, but that music stuff, or you really can't call it music, just musical sound effects or whatever, really add to the experience of the kills. So as much as I kind of do praise it or whatever, or certain aspects of it, I'm probably only going to go just 2.5 stars, and that's just because it is, I guess I can't say I really like it. I don't watch it very often, but when I do watch it, I'm always taken more than I ever, remember by, not to completely, blow them out of the water, but the kills, like I say, the movie's goofy beginning and the goofy dialogue and characters lull you into the sense of, okay, every kill is going to be completely off screen, we're not going to see anything, and in contrary, it's like the opposite, and it's just like, whoa. And like the last kill where the last girl gets killed, and I'm not going to say how, is just like, I was watching it even as a seasoned slasher fan, I'm going, oh my god, I'll just say killed by this big huge fish hook that you'd, hook a shark in with, or whatever the hell it is. It's kind of like this thing on the cover here, this huge, whatever you call it, kind of fish hook thing. And it's just like, even as a seasoned slasher movie fan, it's just like I was sitting there going, holy shit, I'd completely forgotten about that. The way they, you know, the little bit on the convertible car and stuff when Dad's trying to get in there and kill him and stuff, and he, you know, the end was kind of cool where he backs up with Dad on the on the trunk and backs him into a wall, and he's like breaks the wall and cuts Dad in half, and then some guy comes over and Dad's laying there in half and he hacks this guy's leg out. It really ends with this, and Dad's like smiles and he goes, ugh. It really ends really kind of strong, you know, with like some gore, and just it makes you smile as a genre fan of these kind of movies. And what can I say? The Mutilator. 2.5 stars. It doesn't, you know, as a movie overall, it doesn't blow my ass out of the water, but it's got some relatively, you know, likable characters, likable, you know, scenario. Very, very simple, of course, like so many movies that came before it and will come after it. But, you know, a movie that's long overdue, definitely, for a Blu-ray release. So, Scream Factory, Vinegar Syndrome, anyone. The Mutilator, someone dig up the negative or something, or at very least just a theatrical print and get this thing on, you know, frickin' Blu-ray for us. So thank you very much for watching, and as always, I will catch you in my next movie review.
Does this mean that if we don't make love, you'll still like me in the morning?
Means if we don't make love, I'll still like you tonight. You just have to let the morning see what the morning brings.
Oh, heavy.